It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Today, we've got a Week 13 matchup for you here between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Atlanta Falcons. The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Here's Wilson to throw right away. That ball caught. It's Mark Andrews, the tight end. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A well-executed 22-yard gain. There's Wilson to throw. And this one almost intercepted. Not a good throw there. Nearly an opening drive INT. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. And they'll send the slot in motion left. Lets it fly deep for Cobb. And got his man complete. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Randall Cobb, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers march right down the field in 3 plays to claim the early advantage. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Pulls it in at the 13. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
Let's go now.
Now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They'll run with Taylor to begin the drive. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. This defense for the Steelers, they were excellent a week ago in that victory over Indianapolis.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Charles already trailing by touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense.
They're looking for Judy, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Bryce Callahan. And the Steelers are going to take possession of the football.
Timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
Hey, zero.
And the slot man goes in motion left. Quick slant complete to Keenan Allen. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. That puts them in excellent position, first and goal after a gain of 19. Now it's Wilson. That's complete to his running back, Herbert. Touchdown! Khalil Herbert, a 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Steelers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point now by Boswell. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Pulls it in at the 13. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. Now, Charles, it's kind of gut check time. Look, I know it's early, first quarter, just their second drive of the game, but they've already thrown the interception, given up the score. You're down double digits. They got to figure out something, and pretty quickly here.
No doubt about it. And when we look at that sideline, I'm sure you're observing the same thing I am. I don't like the body language at all. They look like they're in a state of stunned disbelief. So to me, we always talk about someone stepping up and making a big play. I think it would behoove them if multiple guys step up and make big plays right now. They need something positive to happen, and they need for it to happen now.
Well, they certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Throwing on third down, Smith. And that will be incomplete.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things. Get back to what works.
And that'll kick and go out of bounds just outside the 15 at the 16-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. It has been about as perfect of a start to this game as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first 2 drives. They still haven't given anything up on the other side of the ball, so they can already make this a 3-score game here if they can come away with points on this drive.
Yeah, they're almost pushing to the brink, aren't they, partner? Almost to the point now where it's a loss of words for me, which I know would excite all of our viewers, but you're just not supposed to see that type of dominance so quickly in a game like this. Everything they've done has been working so far. Offense, defense, you name it, it's going well for them.
Wilson now to throw on third down. For Keenan Allen, that's complete. And some room to work. And they're going to move it down to inside the 25. And, Charles, when you talk about Keenan Allen, you're not necessarily usually talking about that crazy top-end speed, but he does a great job there with the ball in his hands. And they'll send the slot in motion left. That's going to be caught. And in for the Steelers, touchdown. Making a hat trick for Russell Wilson. 3 touchdown passes now. And the Steelers take a 3-touchdown lead. Boy, still in the first quarter, and look out. I mean, they are on pace for over 80 points in this game. I don't know that they'll get there, CD, but this has been impressive to watch so far.
That certainly would be history in the making, wouldn't it, partner? I'm glad we're here to actually watch and see if it actually happens, although, like you, I have my doubts, but they are firmly in control of this game.
So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. Pulls it in at the 13. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And they come into this one riding that nice long win streak. And remember, next weekend is an open week for them. So if they can get the win here, a lot of momentum into that time off.
It certainly is. And if you're wondering if anybody's saying, boy, this is coming at a bad time, we want to keep playing, the answer can be yes. Because when teams are on a hot streak, They want to keep going. But what the veterans are telling the young guys in the locker room, an open week is always good, guys. Take it, and let's go with it.
Now left side on the swing pass. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 4. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. They'll try and run for the first with Taylor. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. By the skin of their teeth, they are able to convert on 3rd and inches. Here's Smith. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown. Boswell for the extra point. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. So this not what we expected. 28-0 here in the first as another kickoff is away. A fairly short kick from the 14. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks. Really good coverage all over the field. It took away his intended read and almost dared him to try for his guy out of the backfield. No surprise on that one. It doesn't connect.
On 3rd down, here's Taylor. And they needed 2. They could only get 1. 4th down.
4th and short, partner. I mean, this would be a really risky call. Here we are in the first quarter.
On your own side of the field.
Own side of the field. But, boy, what a tone setter that would be to go for it and get it, wouldn't it?
You're gritty today. I like it.
I'm feeling it.
And he is going to have a Falcons first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. Geno now to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he will finally be taken out of bounds as it's an enormous play there on the final snap of this first quarter. We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. So a big play as it gets them all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. They run once more with Taylor. And this time they were ready for him as he's taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. Throwing now is Geno. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Levante David making his presence felt in the backfield. Now a tough spot for Geno Smith and company after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Now Geno. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. So Tyler Bass on now for the field goal. The kick by Bass is good. And that drops the deficit from 28 to 25. So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps him inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. They've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So, to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Wilson. He's going to look for Allen now on the deep ball. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Wilson. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Russell Wilson now with 4 touchdown passes on the afternoon. And the Steelers are able to add on to their first half lead. Extra point put through by Boswell. And the route is on here in this first half. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Taken from about the 12. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner, they can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
On the jet sweep, here comes Moore. And he is going to lose yardage here. Great effort by Derwin James on the stop. That's the danger, Charles, of running plays like this for your wide receiver. They can hit big or they can be duds.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that, because if they're...
No chance to get away there for Smith as he goes down. More than one defender there, and that's a loss of 5 on the sack. Now a tough spot for Geno Smith and company after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Deep ball for Goodwin. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Well, the first 2 drives only yielded 3 points. They might be thinking it's time to make something happen. Push the ball downfield and try and gain some points that way. Unfortunately, incomplete.
And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Well, everything right now that they touch on this side of the football, it seems to turn to gold. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. That lead continues to grow. And, I mean, if they can get points here, Charles, might almost be an insurmountable comeback for the other side.
I think you make a great case for that. So
and he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain. And the Falcons are going to take possession of the football. So really the first speed bump that this offense has encountered. They had the rule of the roost here in this first half, but now slowed up just a bit by the interception.
And there's a chance that that's a wake-up call for them, because you don't want to go on autopilot too early. That team on defense is capable of making some plays similar to the one they made right there.
No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. It shows you right there, he can do more than just cover in the secondary from that free safety position.
Yeah, the evolution of position has really been significant, hasn't it? Because a lot of teams no longer have a free safety, strong safety designation. They just have safeties. So wherever the ball is, one can be close to the line of scrimmage, one can be deep, and vice versa. On that play, how about that tackle we just saw? Pretty nice.
The Falcons on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is 3rd down and 12. Again, it's Taylor, and they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down. So Tyler Bass on now for the field goal. He made his first, this from 47 yards out. The kick by Bass is good. And they will knock this down to still a very large 29-point deficit. So the interception set him up a terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
The Steelers take over first and 10 at their own 14-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
You've always been very good about checking my math. Am I correct? That's the first time that it's been incomplete when they've thrown it to him?
Yes, he had caught every other ball coming his way.
So they feel like they've got something really good going there, and they're going to continue to go there until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away.
Well, they finally made an adjustment there. We'll see if they can build on that stop. 2nd and 10. It's Wilson again. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains. The slot man in motion right. And looking for Andrews, but this is intercepted. Dante Jackson picks it, and the Falcons are going to take possession of the football.
So first thing crossed my mind is, why didn't they just sit on the lead and take it to the locker room? They're in good shape.
Absolutely, and from this spot on the field, now you've given the other side a chance for points here going into intermission.
Yeah, you changed the momentum of the game, and it's something you did not need to do.
And he gets this inside the 10 to the 9. It's also a gain of 9. Line of scrimmage, the 9. Second and about a yard. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. They'll run here with Taylor. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Now they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. They'll look to run with Taylor, and he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Jonathan Taylor in the final seconds of the first half. And the Falcons are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that'll cut the lead down now to 22. Taken at the goal line. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And only 6 seconds on the clock, so time likely for just one play. So we've reached halftime here with a Visitors halftime report. Coach. And we welcome you back underway on EA Sports. Taken from about the 12. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 20. Falcons offense at the line. They look up at the scoreboard facing that deficit. A 3-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. The old football cliche that comes to my mind is you can't get it all back at once. They probably need something, though, out of this drive, at least 3 points.
Are you trying to say that there's no 3-score drive on that play sheet for any of those coordinators? They just don't have it, right? You're trying to get it all back. You know you can't get it back in one drive. But maybe cut into it a little bit as you just suggested. Try and create a little bit of momentum, a little bit of a spark, and then maybe that'll carry over.
Up the middle, here's Taylor. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Atlanta. Now Cobb to return. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Now Wilson on 1st down. And it's complete to Adams. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Here's Wilson. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
We know he has a lot of confidence in his arm and likes to force it downfield, but the coverage was tight there. Fortunate it wasn't picked off.
And the slot man goes in motion left. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Wilson. He hits Adams complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That goes for a gain of 31.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
Allen, the man in motion left. Got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown. Randall Cobb with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. Boswell good with the extra point, and that'll push the lead up to 29 now. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Pulls it in at the 13. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home to their final destination?
Well, yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a 1-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
2 yards that time, a stark contrast from the big chunk on the previous play. On 2nd down, it's Taylor. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. They give those 2 yards right back, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 10. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. He'll drop this down to Taylor. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Running straight ahead, Taylor. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal. Again into the Taylor. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal. So stuff for no gain on 2nd down brings up a pretty interesting 3rd from this distance.
I'm throwing the ball, and I'm not even thinking about play pass. I'm going to let him know right away I'm throwing it. I'm probably giving my quarterback some room, sprint him out to one side or the other, and give him an opportunity. If it breaks down, he can take off and run for it.
The kick by Bass is good, and they knock that deficit down from 29 to 26. I'm kind of surprised by that they kicked the field goal. I guess you get some points, but this deficit third quarter, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. When you're down that much, kicking a field goal, does it feel a little bit maybe waving the white flag and just want to get out of here? Yeah, I think you got to go ahead and try and get some bigger points on the board.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They'll throw on first down with Wilson. He's got a man, complete. A big play there on the catch and run. 73 yards. It'll be first and goal when we come back. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a first and goal situation. Herbert is into the end zone for a Steeler touchdown. And now the Steeler offense staying out there, and they'll go for two. They're going to try and run. And he is into the end zone again as he scores both the touchdown and the two-point conversion to extend this lead. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This is taken just shy of the 10. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one, though probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Now a give to Taylor. And he'll take this forward only up to about the 7. He'll get 3, but it leaves him with a big hole here on 3rd and very long. To throw is Smith. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. Now here's Michael Dixon as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the 4th quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense is just getting better as the game goes on. They've scored on their last 2 drives.
It certainly feels like a chance for them to continue to have some fun out there, doesn't it? Game's already decided, as you noted. So they can continue to play loose, break out some other concepts, maybe run a few trick plays, get other people involved. Heck, even go deep on one of these first snaps just because they can.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Slot man moves right. To throw on 2nd and 10. Wilson. Allen's got it complete. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 18. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. And this is going to be caught. No, they say it's incomplete.
Partner, in the sportsmanship handbook, there's something to be said for calling the dogs off in a blowout. But these defenders, they also know this is the NFL, and it's their job to stop them, whether they're in the game or they're down by a handful of touchdowns.
Go, 14. Go.
And they'll send the slot in motion left. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
Well, up big here in the fourth quarter, up really big. That passing incompletion, I don't think they needed the completion, but Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't need a completion. They certainly don't need any more points. But they're not going to turn them down. They're going to continue to run what they have in their playbook, and they still want to run it efficiently.
His throw caught at about the 5.
And the Steelers are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on third down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
On first and 10, it's Herbert.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers.
Khalil Herbert with his 9th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Steelers are about to make it 4 straight as they add to this fourth quarter advantage.
And he is into the end zone again as he scores both the touchdown and the 2-point conversion to extend this lead. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
Taken from about the 12.
And he'll be out of bounds here just past the 20-yard line.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And after all those wins that they've reeled off, it seems that they finally have met their match in a big fourth quarter hole. But still, what a run it's been. It feels like they have not lost in forever.
Touchdown, Falcons!
Chigakakwe,
79 yards.
and the Falcons get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit. The extra point by Bass, up and good.
As they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way that this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
Throws left side, complete to Keenan Allen. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down. But they have been unstoppable this afternoon, Charles. They just went after them from the start, and pass plays like we just saw, they're continuing their dominance here despite the big lead in the fourth quarter.
And that they have in every way, and plays like that across all phases of the game, they've just been effortless for them in this one. And that's what's helped them build such a large lead and allowed them to smile as this game continues.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
From Falcon territory now, here's first and 10 at the 38. And the slot man goes in motion left.
Oh, looking for Andrews downfield.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, they just continue to roll. And, Charles, for you and I, we want the close games, but for them, it has to be so nice to enjoy this big cushion.
I can't remember the last time we saw them play this loose.
Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And they are 3 for 3 on 2-point conversions as he is into the end zone for the score. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
This is taken just shy of the 10.
The Falcons take over first and 10 at their own 21-yard
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. We said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Second down, another run with Taylor.
No, bottled up, fumble. It's out, it's loose. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. It's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
Here's a give to Herbert.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. And let's not forget he had the receiving touchdown earlier. Now a trio of rushing touchdowns. Quite a performance.
Diversification, that's all you can talk about. His ability to do everything leaves him on the field on every down on offense because you can hand it to him as we've seen. Like you say, 3 rushing touchdowns, and of course throw it to him where he's caught 1 as well.
This is taken just shy of the 10. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and
I'm the best, I'm the best, I'm the best.